Thanks for staying with us on South Africa Tonight. President Cyril Ramaphosa says South Africa has lost an icon in Priscilla Jana. The veteran human rights lawyer and deputy chairperson of the Human Rights Commission died yesterday. She was 76 years old.
So during her illustrious legal career, Jana represented various prominent anti-apartheid activists, including the former president Nelson Mandela, Walter Sisulu, Govan Mbeki, Ahmed Kathrada, Winnie Madikizela Mandela and Archbishop Emeritus Desmond Tutu. President Cyril Ramaphosa says the country will always be indebted to Jana for her contribution to the liberation of South Africa.
Well, for more on her legacy, Gauteng Education MEC Panyaza Lesufi joins us now. MEC, thanks a lot for joining us this evening. I mean, the country has certainly lost a giant in the form of human rights lawyer Priscilla Jana, known for representing several of our anti-apartheid political leaders. Obviously, as we said, including the former statesman Nelson Mandela. The question is really, how should she be remembered? Hello, MEC. Okay, we're just struggling a little bit with that technical glitch. Do not fret. We'll try to get the MEC of Basic Education just to speak and reflect on the life and legacy of Priscilla Jana. Let's see if we've corrected those measures there. MEC, can you hear us?
I can hear you. Thank you so much, Faith. I was saying before I can even respond to your question, let me firstly extend my sincere condolences to her family, friends, relatives, and everyone that knew her. She was a giant, a fearless, brave woman who stood between us and the apartheid regime and who represented us during difficult moments. A chain puller, a coordinator, an underground operative, somebody who made sure in the absence of media and newspapers, she communicated information from one president to another. And some of us, we owe our lives to her because one was kidnapped when I was still young, and when the regime could not produce me, it took this brave woman to force the regime to produce me so that I can go to Modapi prison and rejoin other prisoners. So I'm really shattered, and I hope the family will get strength to know that we are mourning with them and that they are not alone.
Yeah. I mean, do we have a conscious understanding of exactly what it took to be a black female lawyer in a time where the limitations on her career were imposed institutionally? I mean, she had her own legal practice, for example, in the 1970s, a significant icon.
Actually, Faith, to even use apartheid laws to defeat apartheid was something amazing. You know, she used their own laws to protect everyone, to defend us, and to ensure that whoever that was arrested unlawfully, she could go there and release those people. But to also communicate information from one prison to another. But most importantly, as a woman, to stand firm and ensure that our rights are protected, even when rights were something foreign in our country. For her to portray that role, I think we, as a country, we owe her. I really believe that it must not just be around her death. Beyond here, I really believe that young students that are studying law, especially young girls that are studying law, they must not forget this name, Priscilla Jana. This is a powerful name that must be protected at all times. And those that are finding themselves in a difficult position in fighting lawlessness or where people are trampling on human rights of other people, especially our neighboring countries, we must use this name, Priscilla Jana, to defend them and to protect them as well.
Yeah, I mean, you're saying that a lot of the girl child specifically is supposed to remember this individual who was an advocate of the law. I mean, law for her was a calling. She had the option, for example, of continuing to pursue medicine in the field. I mean, she was in India studying it, and she chose to come back to South Africa and continue with the legal practice.
Indeed, and for her to also accept the position to be a commissioner with the South African Human Rights Commission, some of us were thrilled to see her name. We're thrilled that she didn't need favors. She went through normal processes. She didn't say, I was part of the struggle. She didn't say, I was part of those that fought apartheid. I was part of those that dismantled apartheid, and therefore must just walk in to be a commissioner. She went through grueling interviews in Parliament, but we also enjoyed a presentation of how the new South Africa should be, how she contributed to the constitution of our country, and how she represented us internationally. And even when she was part of the Human Rights Commission, she called some of us to account. I know she convened us to, when we're dealing with the issue of school nutrition and when we're dealing with other related matters. She didn't say, I represented you or I know you. She executed her mandate. And she represented non-racialism. And that is why we feel heartened, some of us, to say we know when we speak about non-racialism, we are speaking about people like Priscilla Jana, who fought for our struggles, even though it was a struggle that could not directly represent them or directly harm them. But the mere fact that they felt all of us are needed to fight this regime or this system, she built a non-racial society for all of us. That's what we'll remember her for. And I'm also calling upon our friends, our colleagues, in whatever we do, the most important thing that was unique about our struggle, the character and content of our struggle was always being a non-racial society and a society that does not oppress any other person. And when we continue to remember her, we must defend non-racialism at all costs and at all levels. But most importantly, we must ensure that there is no single individual's rights that must be trampled against, and everyone must enjoy the benefits of this country. And the Bill of Rights that we have as this country is a Bill of Rights that we must honor Priscilla Jana with, that everyone must be protected, whether they're poor or rich, or whether they're staying in a rural area or an urban area. That's how we should remember her, and that's how the family must be assured that those contributions that she made in our Bill of Rights, in our Constitution, and all other related documents, that as a country will protect them.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the life and the legacy, one also says, I have to ask you this question because it shoots straight home. When it comes to the way in which the younger generation are able to remember such heroes, because otherwise we risk them not being known for their contribution towards a constitutional democracy, or even that their role that they played in ensuring that indeed we enjoy the freedoms that we've come to enjoy during 2020. And how do we do so from a youth perspective, from an education perspective, so that when you're calling out for young people in the legal fraternity to remember the name Priscilla Jana, one would also want a grade 7 pupil to know exactly who Priscilla Jana was, lest they forget the contribution of some of our struggle stalwarts in ensuring that indeed we enjoy a democratic state.
Indeed, Faith. That is why we welcome the decision taken by the National Minister of Basic Education that history will be compulsory, that our children will know these heroines of our struggle, because people like Priscilla Jana are people that made the foundation of our freedom to be strong. People like Priscilla Jana are the people that ensured that the constitution of our country is so strong because they sacrificed for that constitution. People like Priscilla Jana are the one that made the Bill of Rights, something that is very important and instrumental in protecting young people and protecting those that feel they can be harmed by other people, to know that when we speak about the Bill of Rights, when we speak about the Constitution, and when we speak about many other acts or legislation, the hand and the footprint of Priscilla Jana is there. And for her to appreciate what we are doing as a country, it means everyone must know what she has done. Not her alone, people like Fatima Mie and many other legal minds that represented us during those difficult days. So we take honor in saluting her, but we take honor that she's the one that contributed and ensured that our freedom is what it is today. The only thing that we need to do with Faith is to protect this freedom. It's not to take it for granted. It's to ensure that we hold ourselves to the highest form of standards in ensuring that we represent our people. Because those who crafted this road, those who made this road to be where we are today, they should be proud of our work. And if they're not proud of our work, we must know that we've missed an opportunity.
Gauteng Education MEC Panyaza Lesufi will leave it there for this evening. Thanks a lot for joining us.